Welcome to the Respect the Ranch podcast for November 2011. I'm Scott Bailey. Rancho Buena Vista High School celebrates its 25th anniversary during the 2011-2012 school year. As another way of honoring our school's long history of rich culture, our Respect the Ranch podcasts are built around a theme and then explore that theme through stories, interviews, and art by RBV staff and students. Our podcast this November focuses on the theme of endurance, that drive we all have in us to never give up, even when the odds are sometimes stacked against us. So our podcast in 3 acts. In Act 1, we ask RBV students about what they have in their binder cover that gives them strength. In Act 2, an interview with an RBV history teacher about the art of negotiation, peace, and pain. And finally, Act 3, a poem by Dylan Thomas, read by an RBV history teacher. All this to come on our Respect the Ranch podcast celebrating the theme of endurance for November 2011. Let's get started. Act 1. We wander the hallways at lunch to ask students what they keep in their 3-ring binder cover that gives them the strength and endurance necessary to get through those sometimes challenging days in high school.
Hi, my name is Chaz. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a picture of our president, Barack Obama. He's an amazing man. He inspires me to do better in school so that maybe I could become president and marry Michelle Obama too.
Hi, my name is Athena, and one thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is an eye patch because it symbolizes friendship and hope. Hi, my name is Leilani. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a monster because it's powerful.
Hi, my name is Allie, and one thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a Tom sticker because I love shoes.
Hi, my name is Isaac. One thing that I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is my stickers, and the reason is because they give me memoirs of past events that mean a lot to me.
Hi, my name is Anne. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a cute panda picture because it's awesome.
Hi, my name is Haley. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover is a prism, and it inspires me to be colorful.
My name is Maxlin, and I have, in the front of my binder, I have a picture that my friend Taylor drew me, and it reminds me of friendship.
Hi, my name is Audra. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is my bell schedule, so I know where I'm going next.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. I have pictures of all of my friends in the front of my binder so that they encourage me when I take tests.
Hi, my name is Taylor. The only thing that I have in my 3-ring binder cover is the 4 doodles of my 4 favorite guy friends. It reminds me of friendship.
My name is Nathan, and one of the things I have in my 3-ring binder is a picture of a mushroom. And I like it because it's very colorful and it makes me happy.
Hello, my name is Zachary. The only thing I have in my 3-ring binder is the picture of Maxlin. She is my friend. That's it.
Hi, my name is Vincent. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me the strength is a picture of a beautiful woman that has style.
Hi, my name is Elise. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a picture of my baby sister because she makes me happy, and when I'm happy, I'm strong.
Okay. Hi, my name is Brittany. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is the pictures of my boyfriend because he's there when times are tough.
Hi, my name is Jessica. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is the coloring I do with these awesome paint markers. It gives me strength because I look at it every day and it just makes me happy.
Hi, my name is Jake, and one thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is pictures of video games because whenever I look at them, I see something I enjoy.
Hi, my name is Alden. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a college handout. And I really want to go to college, so that's why it gives me strength.
Hi, my name is Alexis. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover is Harajuku girls that give me strength to dress better.
My name is Cole. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a picture of me and my girlfriend because she gives me strength when times are tough and she always helps me out.
Hi, my name is Maddie. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is my drawing of my shoe because I want to go to college and get an art degree.
Hi, my name is Gloria. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is my name and my boyfriend.
Hi, my name is Brianna. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is my drawing of a dresser, and it gives me strength because I like to draw.
Hi, my name is Jacob. One thing I have in my 3-ring binder cover that gives me strength is a copy of our schedule, so I know when I can leave.
RBV students and the things they keep in their binder cover that give them endurance and strength. And now Act 2. History teacher Erica Glennon has many successes in the world of teaching and coaching. Among her many accomplishments, she's been awarded Teacher of the Year and has coached several league championships in cross-country and track. Additionally, Erica organizes yearly trips to Honduras to help small villages build homes and schools. What's more, she has accomplished all this while teaching full-time and maintaining her responsibilities as a wife and mother. It seemed only appropriate that we sit down with her to have a casual conversation about how endurance plays a role in her life. So I'm here with Erica Glennon, teacher at Rancho Buena Vista High School. Erica, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks, Scott.
And you're laughing because we opened up talking about you're a little nervous about being interviewed.
By you. Yes.
How long have you been teaching at Rancho?
Well, I've been teaching since 1989, 1990, and I did most of the time at Rancho, but I took a little...
Did you say 89, 90?
That was my first year.
Wow. How old were you when you started teaching?
12. That's the beauty of it. I was 12.
Yeah, right.
Really astute. No, 23.
Oh, before we get started, I want you to know that we do actually pay for the interviews, the podcast interviews.
You pay for them?
Yeah. We've got a stipend through a grant. So here are...
That's fantastic. I
2
should
pennies.
have to look around school for them.
You want me to push them off onto the floor so you can pick them up?
And, and leave my dignity down there with them?
Your dignity?
That's what you told me once.
I wouldn't say that.
You did. I picked
You're being a responsible citizen.
No, I picked him up and you go, did you leave your dignity down there, Erica? You did. And now every time I pick him up, I look to see if you're I'm going to pick him up anyway, but I'm just waiting for the comment.
Right. You do pick up.
I do.
What is it with the pennies? You're always picking up pennies.
Well, I put them in a box, and then every 6 months, I take them to the coin place, and whatever it is, I double them. And the kids do it too, my daughters, and it goes into their account. So the whole idea of a penny saved is a penny earned.
Oh, nice. All right, so let's go. Can we go through it a little bit? So
Sure.
You started teaching in 89, 90. What school did you graduate from?
UCSD.
UCSD. Is that where you got your teaching credential also?
No, I got my teaching credential from San Diego State, and I got a master's from San Diego State as well.
And what's your master's in?
The ever so marketable Latin American studies.
Okay, so you got your master's all locally, though, all San Diego.
Right.
You grew up in San Diego?
I'm a Navy brat, but most of the time, high school on. Yeah.
Really? Right. So you're a Navy brat?
Right.
So where'd you move around?
I was born in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then I moved to Florida, then we moved back to Texas, and then we lived in the San Joaquin Valley.
Oh my gosh.
And then we moved to
just like following the heat?
Yeah, well, I was a pilot's daughter, so they want to put you in a place where if the jet crashes, there's no civilization that could be affected. So you live in the hellholes of the United States.
You're not joking. You're being really serious.
I am totally serious.
So you moved around and then you settled into Southern California.
Right.
Your parents did. And
well, my parents got divorced, actually, and so that stopped the move. We settled here. And
I see.
Yeah.
And did you live primarily with your mom?
Primarily with my mom, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is she still around?
No, she died, 8 years ago now.
Oh, 8 years ago.
Diabetes, yeah.
Oh, diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Type 2 diabetes, which is preventable, which is frustrating.
Yeah. Was she overweight?
Yes.
What's going on?
And in our family, we have the apple bodies. So she was
What's an apple body?
All of your weight's in the middle.
Uh-huh.
It's not the butt and legs as much as it's the gut.
Yeah.
You look like a little apple with your arms hanging out, which is exactly where...
I'm familiar with that particular shape.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I mean, she was warned and she kind of didn't take care of it, which caused some anger when she died. We had kind of a strange relationship anyway, but I was mad.
Because everyone saw it coming.
Everybody saw it coming.
What argument did she make about not changing?
She didn't have time. She was busy. She didn't have time. But, even when her vision started to go, she got like spots in her eye and then neuropathy in the feet. And it was just, why are you on me? And now it's too late. And, so it's kind of one thing after another.
Wow.
Yeah, it was frustrating. Especially because I like to be sort of healthy, and then to have a mother who was completely the opposite, almost, okay, my blood sugar is fine at this moment, so I'm going to go have a piece of chocolate cake.
To really get that blood sugar
Right.
misbalanced.
Wait a minute, why don't you just be happy that you're in the zone? So that was hard.
You said you were angry. What did that look like? Was it just something you kept inside?
I told her before she died that I was mad at her, and I thought it was her fault, and she got angry about that. But no, it was and is a strange grief process because I'm still mad. There's a part of me that's like, you don't know your granddaughters, and she knew mine a little bit. She didn't meet one of my nephews, and she's missed out on some incredible things, and that frustrates me. And of course, I know you've lost a parent as well, which I'm very sorry about, but you think of things that you want to ask them, and they're not there. And then I get mad about that too. And it's not, I feel sad. I feel like, well, you should still be here. She died when she was 60.
Yeah, that's young.
Right.
That's not sadness. You're talking, it's literal anger.
I'm angry. So it was something, that she had a lot more control over than she chose to exercise.
Yeah.
Well, literally exercise and figuratively exercise that control over her own.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think with the loss of my dad last year, I had a healthy relationship with him.
Yeah.
I don't have
the anger.
Well, I don't have the anger, right? I mean,
That's
everyone
good.
I think has regrets.
Right.
Right. I mean, there's always an ocean of regrets, no matter, I think, how hard you're trying to work it. But I really think of how lucky I am that I don't have those kind of regrets because, like you're saying, I mean, it's been 8 years and you're still feeling it in there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard. My brother and I think are both in that spot, and my sister's more in the sad part, and so I have sometimes trouble when she calls and says, I'm really missing Mom.
Yeah.
And, I try to be there for her, but it's a different way of looking at things, so what do? Try to do better.
With your kids. I mean, you're a healthy family. I mean, I know your 2 children fairly well, and your husband's in good shape.
Sort of.
Don't laugh. He's in really,
He is in great shape, but he's one of those naturally genetic guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, my dad was the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like a garbage disposal.
Yeah.
And,
right. He
still
eats crap
stays in
every
shape.
night, and the girls and I look at him and we're like, really? Yeah. And, if he thinks he's gaining weight, he walks around the block and he loses 5 pounds, so nobody likes you.
Well, actually, I forgot that we were interviewing, but in case people don't know, Randy Weems, who's a history teacher here as well, is your husband.
He is my husband, and he is in great shape. He's going to be 59 in September.
Yeah. He likes to joke about being old, but he really doesn't show it in a way that some people do.
Unless he's wearing basketball shorts, remember?
For the stats in your basketball game. What was that again? What?
You said you could tell his age by the length of his shorts.
Shorts.
Yes, and so we had to sort of explain to him that what was popular in '77 isn't really what they're wearing anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and how long have you been married to Randy?
12 years, 12 and a half years.
12 years.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about something when you were talking about your mom and about health. Okay, here's the thing. So we live in the same neighborhood.
Right.
And every now and then I have seen you run by my house. Every now and then.
Right.
And sometimes it's in the morning, and I'm usually on the couch with a cup of coffee, watching you run by. Obviously, being really healthy is important to you. Do you think is that partly because you're a mom, or because or have you sort of always been?
No, I
with
wasn't
health?
always concerned with health, and it comes out of there were some bad things I think in my life that that actually sort of made me healthy in a strange way. So I had a sort of an eating disorder in high school or in college. I was a failed bulimic, if you can. Well, first I tried to be I tried to be an anorexic, but I tried to not eat really hard, and I'm an eater.
Yeah.
I like to eat, and but I put on the freshman 20. It's usually 10, but I'm an overachiever, so I went for 20. And I think I'd been a naturally skinny kid for a long time, and I'd been athletic in high school, kind of gymnastics and a little bit of swimming, and never running, by the way. I hated it. And then I went to college, and you stopped doing sports, and I just put on weight, and I was also kind of unhappy. I wasn't really happy my freshman year in high school or college. So then when I realized I was putting on weight, and I had some other insecurities that I think also sort of exacerbated my depression, I guess you would say, I thought that if I were just thinner, I would be happier, and I tried to control that consciously, very consciously. And I had trouble with the not eating. I would starve myself for a while and then just kind of eat. And then I would try to
purge.
Then I would try to purge. I was really obsessive about it, and then it went to becoming sort of an exercise anorexic, and this was bad. And this went into my first couple years of teaching, actually.
Oh, really?
If I didn't think I could get a workout in, and usually 2, I would call in sick. It was bad. But definitely I had some big issues. And I think really until I became a mom, I stopped being as obsessive compulsive about that. So I don't know exactly how I transitioned into a more healthy approach. Now I kind of I started running to lose weight. I did it with a friend, and then I realized it took weight off. But I think you'll find a lot of runners are like this. I now do it for the mental benefits a lot more. In fact, my weight really doesn't change that much from running. It's now, because I've been running for so many years, it's more what I'm eating and how much. And I'm also just a little bit more comfortable in my own skin. So I'm like, oh, so I'm 45 and I'm 5 pounds up, whatever.
Yeah.
You
don't think about it as much.
I don't think about it as much.
You still do think about it a little bit, though, huh?
I do a little bit, yeah. And part of that has the health component to it, but part of it's just a little bit of the disease still, like, oh, no, if I get fat, I'm losing control. I think it is. It's a disease, and I'm lucky that I had a pretty mild bout of it. I've seen a lot of girls struggle for a lot longer. But now my running is really, my husband will say, you haven't run today, have you? Maybe you should go for a run.
Because you're giving off an energy that's not...
I'm antsy, I'm agitated. And even, I have to say, this is something funny for me about running. When I had both my kids, people said, well, you're not going to run a lot now. You're going to be,
trying to make themselves feel better. Anyway, can I just say as like a side
make
note?
me feel bad for
Yeah,
it.
what
I
is
don't
that?
know.
What is that? All
but
right.
then I would say, gosh, it's the opposite. I need that hour to myself. Like and you can call me as selfish as you want, but if that 45 minutes by myself is what it takes for me to get through the rest of my day, then so be it. I'm a nicer wife, mother, teacher, human being. I like myself better. It's hard to be mad after a run.
Now, I'm not a runner, and I'm fairly new to even spending time thinking about running culture. Because my wife did a half marathon for the first time in her life last spring, which is
amazing.
Great. It's an inspiring thing to watch somebody who has done nothing sports-wise choose that kind of a goal. It really is inspiring.
And as a person who's run forever, there's nothing more exciting for me.
Right, and
to watch her enthusiasm and to
and that's the thing that's what's so great about running culture. From what I'm starting to recognize is one, it is just so supportive. You know, I mean, I play a lot of basketball, and it's almost antithetical to running culture.
Right.
I mean, there's so much about like. I'm not saying that runners are competitive. They do compete against other people, but they're also really supportive at the same time. They're just really excited about people getting involved in the sport.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is because of the benefits that come from being alone.
Yeah.
In your head. It sounds
like
that's
you
what
have
you
this
sort of
great
discovered.
drug and you want to share it, and it's totally legal.
Right.
No, I mean, I kind of feel that way. Like I get so much out of it that, and you can do it anywhere. And I've been traveling and said I'm going to go out for a run and found the most amazing places just because I'm going to turn down this street and go down the street and then suddenly go back and get people that I'm traveling with and say, look at this, I found this on my run.
It seems like a big part of being successful in running, however you measure success, right? Whether you're running a sub 4 minute mile or you're running a 15-minute mile.
Right.
So much of that success seems like it's about like pain maintenance. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because so much, you're talking, you're alone, you got like a committee in your head. I got to think, we think Congress is split now.
Right.
I mean, you got to have screaming sides saying, stop, it hurts, you can't make it.
There's a lot of self-negotiation too.
Is there?
Yeah. Sometimes during the week, if I'm on a run, I'm like, I've kind of done short runs or not really put it out there 3 days this week. So I'll talk myself into another half mile out, and that, and then that's an extra mile.
Uh-huh. What about when you want to give up while you're running? Like, what do you do when you... So, fine, you've gotten yourself moving.
Right.
What about when you're in the middle
The first mile's the worst.
Because your body's just getting used to it.
Your body's getting used to it, and you're thinking of, whatever. If you're not in a good mind place to get out there, you've kicked yourself out the door. It's not like that every day, but there's clearly days when I'm like, I just have to get this over with. So if after the first mile and a half, I'm really dying, I'll negotiate that, all right, you're just going to go 3 miles today. But every time I say that, I go 4 or 5.
Really?
I just get into a better zone, and it works. I might slow down. If it's really bad, or if I had to go up a hill and I'm tired, I stop. And I just wait until I get my breath, and then I start again. Who cares? But for the most part, it's pretty fluid. I have to say, I was thinking about the interview, and there's one thing that really has been weighing on me in the last couple years, and that is part of the love of my running's been taken away. from the Chelsea King murder.
Really?
Because one of the things I love is running on trails by myself. I don't want to run with anybody else on trails. I want to take in nature and solitude and not being on pavement. And
now, Chelsea King was a teenager
at Poway High School.
At Poway High School, who was killed. Was it last year? It was a year
2
before
years
that.
ago.
Yeah, and she was running.
About a year and a half. Yeah.
She was running alone, right? It was
during the day.
During the day, which is supposed to be safer,
right?
Okay, I know your logical mind is saying, the chances of that happening it's like being struck by lightning.
Right.
There's no reason to adjust your behavior based on that fear, but it really has taken away a little bit of that.
It has taken away, and I used to sometimes run alone on the trails before that, actually pretty frequently, and I would sort of say certain areas, this maybe wasn't a good idea. This is pretty remote, and if something were to happen, I'm in trouble. Since then, I have to model what I want for my older daughter who runs, and I don't let her run on trails by herself. And then my younger one is funny. She's almost more paranoid. Mom, be safe as I'm going out the door. Where are you going? You're not going on trails by yourself. So in fairness to both my daughters, I don't do that. But I'm angry about it because I feel that there shouldn't be a double standard, but that women are a little more vulnerable on these trails. That in a sense, the guy who murdered her, John Garner, he took that from he took Chelsea King away from a community that loved her, but he took a lot, even more than that, away, a sense of safety and solitude that I resent that. So that's hard.
Yeah, I can see why, especially if it's a thing that you feel like centers you, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that no matter whatever hurricane is swirling around at the moment, you can have at least an eye of a hurricane, a little piece there.
That's my time.
Polluted.
That's my selfish.
You don't really. Why do you keep saying selfish? You don't actually mean you don't deserve an hour to
No,
yourself.
I fully do, but I guess maybe I'm saying that because I've been told that a lot. Like, oh, you seem to find time to run. Okay.
Who's the they that's saying that? First of all, you're like one of the busiest people I know, right? I mean, your fitness level, not just in running, but your fitness level, like in life, is just off the charts, right? I mean, you're doing 1,000 things. It seems like.
But yeah, sure.
Who could possibly say that to you?
Well,
I'm not asking for a name.
Past relationships, I've had people say that, but I've even had like other women my age, and I don't know if it's that they're mad that they're not doing it or what, but it's kind of like, well. I remember when Harper was little, I wrote this thing down about that I hope that she would be a runner and not on the I mean, she could compete or not compete, whatever. I knew she'd have some natural aptitude because her dad ran at UCLA. But for the sense of peace that I get with it and the sort of a sense of community and maybe something else too is I because I never ran in high school and it took me a long time to be able to run a mile without stopping in college. Like I thought I was Rocky when I got done, and it took me so long to build up. And this is what I maybe wanted to say, and this is why I love coaching JV, because I want to see this with the JV kids. I want to see a kid who was never a runner become a runner and start running a 20-minute mile, and get down to a 10-minute mile, and think that they're all that, because it transfers. It really did help me with my confidence level in myself to say, well, I never thought I could run a half marathon, and I did. So what else could I do that I never really thought? And I don't know if all the time I made that direct connection. Sometimes I did. Well, I never thought I could do that with running, and I did. Other times I think maybe it was more subconscious, that I had that sense of sort of being strong and powerful because I do something that not a lot of people do, and I get this great peace and sense of accomplishment from it. So I really wanted that for Harper. And then later for Kylie, but first child, you write a lot of that stuff down. So I was kind of thinking along those lines. Like,
did you actually write her a letter?
Yeah,
you did.
I do. I write each of my kids a letter on every birthday they have, and then when they're 18, they get them all.
Wow, and you're pretty disciplined with that.
Oh yeah.
So Kylie's 11. You've got 11 of these
letters
stored up. She knows that you have them.
She knows I have them, and she knows when they're. And it's kind of weird because Harper's going to be gone when she turns 18, so I'm going to have to bundle them and send them to
Vassar.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody gave me that idea. I wish I could say that was my own, but I think that's a pretty cool thing.
Whatever. And you've really done that every year?
Yeah. Wow. And I have journals for both of them, which I write in pretty infrequently, but that's like if I want to say something that's not in the letter, that's not like it's not close to their birthday, I might write something down. Or I might write a separate letter. September 11th, I wrote them a letter. When my mom died, I wrote them both a letter. So, kind of my way. And so one of my letters to Harper is why I want why I think running is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's kind of funny, huh?
No, I think it's really powerful. And isn't that why people do? Hopefully that's why people are involved in athletics or the arts or
Right.
things like that, where their focus and determination and commitment in this one area translates into other areas of your life.
Yeah,
You know? I mean, if
yeah.
you're compartmentalized, you're,
Right.
you're missing something really
Right.
important, right?
Right. Okay, so here's my snotty thing about running too. But if you go to most high schools, very few, and you look at the GPAs of the cross country team,
They're through the roof.
they're through the roof, because if you're disciplined enough to make yourself run, get
Yeah.
through those mental obstacles, you've gotten through your calculus homework and your English. You know what I mean? That discipline carries over. So I think there's something to say about that too.
Yeah.
So maybe with these JV kids, they don't know that me getting them to run on a hot day and finish their entire run with
Right.
minimal whining is going to carry over. But I see it sometimes carry
Yeah.
over, and that's kind of powerful too.
Yeah,
I
I think
wanna
that's
be
kind of
that
what I think that's kind of what I meant by pain maintenance, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you're right. You don't want to study, but reading and thinking hard beyond something on the surface is painful,
Right.
And you still put one foot in front of the other.
You do.
Maybe you negotiate a little bit, like you
Yeah,
were saying earlier,
yeah.
but one way or another, you get it done. And
Get it done. Because intrinsically it's good for you.
Right.
And
Right.
that's a hard thing to teach kids,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Or adults for that matter, but
right. Who are we kidding?
Right.
We draw these little lines between adults and teenagers,
Right,
which
but
I
we're
don't.
just as bad.
Right. That's a myth.
but I think for the JV kid, especially the kid that's not the natural runner.
Yeah.
I have to give you an example. She just graduated, but I just adore this kid. Did you know Makaria Robinson?
No, but I know the name.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she was a basketball player, and
Yeah.
she's not built to be a distance runner.
Yeah.
She was in middle school cross country, and that kid was horrible initially because she's just not naturally built to run. And she kept working. At the cross country middle school level, you race against every team every week. So you
Right.
might have 150 kids in your race. McCurry would come in last or second to last every week until towards the end. And when she started becoming 10th from last and 20th from last,
Yeah.
that was so much more meaningful to me and to her than anybody who came in the top 5.
Yeah.
It was to see her get through that hard time and say, I'm going to do this. And did she run in high school? No, it didn't matter. You know, I don't know.
She
So
learned something from that. Do you
Yeah,
think?
we both did. I think I became I was so impressed with her tenacity. And I think it reminded me how important it is to cheer for even the kid that you're not even sure wants to be out there.
Yeah.
You know. I've often asked her, why did you go out there? She goes, I don't know. I don't know what propelled me to go out, because she looked miserable for most of the time, but she stuck it out. So
That's a serious will.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah. And she's off to UCLA. So is it because she ran in cross country in middle school? Probably not, but it didn't hurt.
it's a good story.
That is a good story, huh?
All right, Erica Glennon, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
RBV history teacher Erica Glennon and her thoughts on the impact and art of running. And finally, Act 3. Our poem for this month is the classic Villanelle by Dylan Thomas, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, performed by RBV history teacher Tim Leary, with musical accompaniment by our choir teacher Nick Wheat.
Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way, do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay, rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Dylan Thomas's Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night, with original music by RBV choir teacher Nick Wheat and read by Rancho history teacher Tim Leary. And that does it for our November 2011 Respect the Ranch podcast. Thanks again to RBV students, history teacher Erica Glennon and history teacher Tim Leary for participating. Our original music was created by RBV teacher Nick Wheat and RBV alumni Stephen Gomez. As always, we need your help, so please send us feedback, give us leads on powerful stories, or contribute in any way you can. You can email our team at rtrpodcast@gmail.com. That's rtrpodcast, one word, @gmail.com. So until next time, I'm Scott Bailey thanking you for listening to the Respect the Ranch podcast from Rancho Buena Vista High School. Happy 25th anniversary, RBV. Hook 'em horns.